Hey guys, today's challenge was a great challenge. Okay, today's challenge is also building on the backside of how to fix your trades in a high probability, taking high probability trades. Today is definitely a level 2 trading technique where we need to fix our trades. So this is a position where you get up really close to where your max trading loss limit is, where you feel comfortable of taking a loss, and you're really close, and you're trying to come back from that, and you're trying to pull away from that. So I asked everybody to start out taking at least a 1% loss in their account and to work backwards from that. So we opened up a practice account, we took a 1% loss, and then we started the challenge. Okay, so that's what today's challenge is, coming back from a 1% loss. And guys, today we failed the challenge. I'm just going to call it right out of the gate. We failed the challenge, but there's one simple reason why we failed this challenge, and it would have completely changed the way that we traded and completely got us out if we just fixed this one simple thing. All right, what is that one simple thing? Let's talk about it. That one simple thing on the challenge was basically our view. So right here, as you can see, right here is where we kind of missed. We just missed on this challenge. Now, I'm not really sure if you can see this, but right here, I was calling it out, and here's like, okay, it looks like it's forming either an M or a W. And if it comes back and breaks this line right here, it's probably going to be a W. And so I'm looking at it as like, is this going to be an M or a W on the chart? Meaning, is it going to come up, come down and break lower, or is it going to go up and break higher? And that was all the information that we had on this chart, right? This is all the information that we had on this chart. And I was looking at the 1 and the 5, as I tend to do almost daily, as 1 and the 5 information, okay? But then we come over here and we kind of fast forward a little bit into this, and I realize on this, like right here, you see over here on the 5, is this an M or a W on the 5-minute chart? And I'm calling that out right there. And if it crosses there, that's when we take our max loss on this challenge. Okay. So what we didn't look at was right there. Ooh, I fast forwarded right there. I asked to zoom out wide because I had looked over at my screen, and I looked over at my computer. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on here? And I'm like, okay, we don't have the same view. So if you look at this, I was like, look, there's a head and shoulders. And so this most likely is going to be an M. And so when we recognize that, these trades were placed incorrectly. Now, the biggest mistake that we made in this challenge was not having the view set up. Our view that we were looking at was something like this. When you have a view like that, you could not notice that there was a head and shoulders forming. And so it was basically, I don't know if it's going to be an M or a W, but the moment that you widen your view out, you could kind of see that, hey, we have more than just one chart pattern forming here. And anytime you have more than one chart pattern forming here, that gives you another piece of evidence to your theory. So the theory was, is this an M or a W? But then you companion that with a head and shoulders, well, it's most likely going to be an M. And if there's another thing like trend coming down, it's consolidating, it's probably going to be an M. And so you look for all these little pieces of evidence. And if you could find all the evidence to support your decision, well, that makes it a higher probability that it's going to turn in that direction, right? And to me, this was the number one reason why we failed the challenge today, because we failed to identify all the different pieces of evidence to support whether that was an M or a W forming. Had we have seen that head and shoulders, we would have traded and positioned ourselves properly for the move lower, been able to get out and reward ourselves with a challenge completed. Nonetheless, it was a great exercise, a great challenge. If you find yourself ever getting into the situation where you take a loss and then all of a sudden you go back and you try to see why you took that loss, well, a lot of times it might be because you just haven't expanded your view. All right. I don't feel like 150 bars gives you enough view. So again, over here, we only had 150 bars. I usually trade with about 1,000 bars. And so those are just a couple of tips and techniques that I would utilize and that I would put, or I would say to you guys to utilize is these bars. So anyways, nonetheless, this challenge is awesome. If you guys can master this challenge, then you guys can start gaining the confidence that you need to fix your trades. That is the most important thing any trader should have if they're trying to build consistency. Getting consistency, you have to get confidence, and gaining confidence and knowing that you can fix your trades is the key to consistency. Anyways, with that, hopefully you guys enjoy the challenge, and as always, like and subscribe. When you complete the challenge, don't forget to post that on Discord that you completed the challenge. There's going to be a lot of awesome opportunities for us here coming up in the next 30, 60 days of being rewarded for completing those challenges. So get in the habit of completing the challenge and then posting on Discord how you did it and helping other people's, right? That's kind of our motto is see one, do one, teach one, right? See it happen, do it, and then teach it. And so as you're getting built up, you're building up everybody else around you. Again, enjoy today's challenge, and we'll see your completion in Discord, and we'll likely trade with you guys tomorrow. Anyways, let's get into the challenge. This is going to be a good one. All right. If you guys are participating with the challenge, I want you to change into a demo account because we are going to get into a loss. Now, what I want you to do here, as soon as you're ready to go, throw a few, let's increase your position size here to 0.20. Again, this is just practice. And I want you to take a couple trades on here that are going to put you into
0.2.
Yeah, we're gonna look for a loss. So I want you to take a loss that's gonna put you about -1%, and then that's when we'll start the challenge.
Our position size is 0.2 or 0.02. It should be.
I'm just trying to get her to take a loss quickly. So that's all I'm doing is getting her into a losing situation, right?
Okay.
So and then we'll go back and reduce our position size. In fact, for the purpose of this, let's just do it really quick. Let's just make it one lot. So just put one lot on there.
Okay.
Just put one, and then let's get into a buy.
Okay. I click none.
Yep. And then let's
take profit 0.
Yep. We're going to look as soon as this daily return hits close to 1%, we'll close this trade off. So as soon as this right here gets closer to that 1%, go ahead and just X out. And then that's where we'll start our challenge. It's the hunt to fix our trades. Getting there, probably need to add, let's add to this. Let's go ahead and probably peel that guy off because I think it's gonna bounce here. So let's close out of this trade right here.
Now?
Yeah. And then it is kind of hard to take a loss. Let's go and add in. As soon as it pops up to here, let's put some, let's go max. So let's put a couple, if it pops up to here, I hate doing this because I'm teaching you how to take losses. It's so hard. It's so hard.
It's okay.
Let's just smack in 2 one-lot trades, and let's just take it really quick, and then we'll start our challenge. So go ahead and put some sells on.
Sell on.
Yep. Doing everything. You go ahead and do it again. Oh, you can't. So you're out of positions now. So cancel. So change this to 0.25. Change your position size to 0.25.
Mm.
and then just smack in as many as you can.
Sell again.
Yeah. And then we'll just sit here, put in a few, as many as you can. Sell there.
Mhm. The problem is if it also go down, it will be plus.
Yeah. We're gonna make up all the losses that we just took. All right.
Yeah,
Y'all letting me lose.
83. How to make it just one? Oh, I remove this one confirmation.
Oh,
Now
good.
we have
Okay, now we're there.
1.6.
Okay, so let's go ahead in your settings real fast. We'll go up here to your settings. Yep, settings. And then we will, yeah, that's good. So go to here, general settings right here, the top one.
General.
What we want to do is right here, disable prompt when flattening orders.
Mm.
And then let's enable this too, because I like that one.
Mm.
And then hit save. All right. So now we're starting at the challenge. So we've just gotten the 1% loss. We took the 1% loss in a practice account, right? So this is our practice account. We don't care about losing. We just care about getting the skill set down. All right. So now we're pretending today that 1% is as far as we want to go. We won't want to take any more losses on this account at all. We just want to start recovering from the loss, right? So how we're going to do that is we're going to reduce 4 trades down to 2, keeping our position size at the same position size. Now we're 0.01. So what we're going to need to do is probably change this to, let's change that to 0.05. Let's go 0.05 in this account.
0.05.
Yep.
0.05. So,
Yeah, you're good. And then now we're going to hunt. So go ahead and let's put some buys on, but again, we're going to look for, we're going to only put 2 on. So go ahead and put 1 on right now, but not, what we don't want to do is we don't want to do it all at the same time, but let's also change our take profit here to 2. Let's change our take profit to 2, because we're going to need to start putting profits in the bank, right?
Okay.
So we need to start banking our profits. So that's rule number 1 on this challenge. Rule number 1 is put them in the bank, right? We need them in the bank because we need to start stacking and stacking and stacking. All right. So if this does come down a little bit more, we're going to put another 1 on. If it comes up, you got to watch this one, because if it comes up and hits 2, we're going to go ahead and take it and put it in our bank, or we'll look for the action point really. And on here, the action point is going to be right here, or right here.
so I flatten the trade there.
If it hits 2, you can, but we'll wait and see if it gets a little bit more room to grow, because taking a 1 is not, it'll take a lot longer time if we take small profits and only 1 trade at a time. However, you can do that, it just will take a lot longer. So what you're looking for is, if it does pop down to here, go ahead and put another trade on.
But it's come here, I close the trade.
Correct. Yep. So you're looking for either take profit or adding to this position. That's what you're waiting for, the market to give you an add or a take. Is anybody else accomplished goal number 1 of taking the loss? Joseph, good. You're a good loser.
Oi. Oh. Only one.
Good. Now, we'll look to take those. Now that was a fast stall, right? That was a really fast stall. So that's hard. Sometimes those are hard to get out of, those pop-ups and retreats. That's why the take profit, that's the benefit or the advantage of having a take profit, is because sometimes it'll allow you to take more profit.
But how to add the take profit on that first one?
Yeah.
Oi.
Okay, so our first target here is to get this down 0.20. So if we get down to 0.80, then we can start adding positions on here. We can start, instead of going lighter, we can go a little bit heavier, or just adding one and then getting close to normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's done.
so we just took those. So we still need to get under the 1% here. So right now, let's have you put a couple cells on. So a couple cells, especially if it pops up and fells across this. Yeah. Put a few more. We're going to sell on this price cycle, and that's good. Let's not put any more on, but let's move this take profit right here to
this 2-1.
the bottom one. Let's move the bottom take profit just down a little. Nope. We want to put all of our take profits right here.
Here.
Yep. We want to make sure we're taking them and we're just putting it into the bank. Banking. So again, probably right on the body of that candle, because you see it just came down and it hit that. So let's go ahead and take our profits right now. Go ahead and take them and let's recycle this trade. Click that X. Okay. And then now let's do it again.
And
let's get into some buys and see if we're going to come up and go ahead and throw a few buys on. And
how many?
I'd really like it if we could get a little bit lower to where our take profit's right here. So if we can get into a few buys. Yeah, go ahead. Just one. Now we got to trade light because we're really close to the edge. We don't want to go too much further away from that.
And then lower down here.
Yeah, we're going to move them to that top of that blue candle right there.
And I click also when it comes to take profit again.
Yeah, but you got to make sure that these are profit, right? So you got to make sure that these are in the profit. And it's just barely moving, so it's just not moving even 2 pips. So you got to really turn. This is right this second, this market has gone from a shotgun to sniping. Like if you're going to trade this market, you have to be precise in your placements of your trades, because it is really, really difficult to find 2 pips unless you're precise in your trade placement. Or if it gives you a pop down to put a trade on, you can, but it's difficult right now to find 2 pips for sure. So where's the 2 pips?
Sometimes the spread also.
Sometimes the spread. Okay. Because of that, go ahead and put another.
How many?
2, right? So Yep, there you go.
If the sleep, it looks also. Oh.
So now what we got to do is we got to change our break-even point. So we're still trading really light, but go ahead and definitely put some here. But we're going to take off the take profit right now.
Take off the take profit.
Yep, and we'll manually do these. So if this retraces back up, then we're going to take all of our trades. So if it hits, we need to get some trades on right here. So put some trades on before you miss out on the opportunity. So put a few on, 2, and we're going to see if we can't get it to come all the way back up to here.
It takes time.
To come, what takes time?
Takes time, right? Now when I click, it takes time to get in the trade.
Got it.
I have to. So,
yeah.
And drag this down, right?
No, we're gonna wait and see. So if it comes up to here, we'll wait and see what we want to do, right? So the reason why I'm having these trades with the 0 take profit is because if we need to get out right here of everything because it stalls, this will help us to cushion the losses on those, right? Get back to break even. Exactly. And we got the same thing kind of playing over here that we had earlier on the 5. Is this an M? Or is it a W? We don't know, but we need to be very cautious right in here because it could be an M or it could be a W. Meaning it's going to go this way, or is it going to break down and go that way?
What will we do if it go down?
If it goes down in this challenge, if you get yourself caught into a breakdown here, this is where we would hit the max loss, everything. And because we do not want it to go any further, so this, if you're trading this and you're getting up to where you're uncomfortable and this is on the other side, so let's say that 1% a day is too much for you and that's your max that you like to take in a day. Well, this could be where you're just done trading for the day, right? If it does that. However, the challenge today is to get it back. So we're going to continue to add into this position. So go ahead and buy again right here.
How many?
Just 1. And because again, we'll wait and see. I'm going to wait and see if this turns into, go ahead and buy again. Just 1. That is definitely feeling like it could break. If you pull this 5 out, widen the view by grabbing this and going this way, the other way.
Okay.
The other way. Pull it this way. This
way?
Yep. Keep pulling. You can kind of see that this could be also a head and shoulders. So the reason why that's important to see is because if this is a head and shoulders, then this is most likely going to be an M, right? Because you have 2 candlestick patterns that are forming and kind of giving you direction. So if that's the case, then what I would do here is I don't know if it's going to break on the first attempt. right? If it fails to break here, if it fails to break this line, you could just close out everything and look to get into some sells and then turn this into a ride the wave situation. And that's probably what I'd look to do, just because I didn't see that head and shoulders until I looked at my chart because you were zoomed in too much. So had I'd seen that earlier, might have played this break right here a little differently. That's why it's important to always have a wide view
Okay.
on the 5. Anybody else catch that head and shoulders?
It can run here.
So let's do this. Let's throw a few cells on. So what we want to do here is let's match our position size. So go ahead and throw a couple cells on just in case it does break. We'll get that belay situation going. Take a belay trade here. Yeah, so when I was looking at this M, this is a good thing to understand. I was looking at this, is this an M or is this a W? If I would have seen the head and shoulders, I would have definitely called out that it was not, that it was going to be an M, because we got 2 pieces of evidence that is supporting this breakdown, right? And because we had 2 pieces of evidence, I probably would have started selling here instead of taking buys off of that. But that's okay. I just pointing that out because that's what we should be looking at, is how many things of evidence are they going to support. Now this ran down. Let's go ahead and I'm thinking it's going to run down. Widen your. That's the problem here too.
Widen. What
Hit
is
this
what?
right here. See where it says you're only showing 150 bars.
Okay.
You need to change it. I changed that to about 1,000 so I can get a wider view.
1,000.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Gives us a wider view
Yeah.
of where that next stop is going to be, right?
It will stop here. Oh. Oh, it hit the stop loss.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
All right, now this is probably where I'd look to start building into some buys. So
What can I do with the seal now?
Your cells, take the profit on your cells and flip it and flip back into some buys, which should have done that already. So right here is where you should have executed your sells and then got back into some buys for a test of that and then got out of everything.
So now put another buy.
Joseph says, Joseph says, where should you fib? I would fib this move because this is a big move off of this break. So now I'd look to start fibbing that move right there.
So we put the buy in there.
Yeah. And we're going to look to see if we can't fix all of these trades by getting enough buy and hitting that right there.
How many buys?
Well, again, the challenge is really to get back to here. So on this, on this particular day, we probably would have felt the challenge. And because the challenge is to not double your position, double your loss, right? The challenge is to fix it by going light. Now we are also not light, so probably need to reduce our position size here, but we can't right now until we're out of trades. The next time we get out of everything, we'd reduce our position sizes. That was the biggest thing for me in this challenge, is just I didn't have the view, right? Because I'm and change this one to 1,000. And this is very, 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 very good information that if you guys are zooming in and not being able to see all of that view, I've been caught so many times. And then when you widen your view out, you're like, oh, well, now I know why I took the loss, because that was a head and shoulders, as opposed to having a tunnel view and you can't see it, right? But that's okay. That's why we practice and we learn. Comments. Let's look at your guys' comments. Quick. The chat. Oh, good. Nailed it. Good job, Ed. Good job. Ed passed the challenge. Joseph, you saw the head and shoulders. Good job, guys. But the next job is Joseph calling it out. Let us know. It's all good. All right. So I don't know if it's going to break this, right? We don't know. We don't know if it's going to break this bottom on the 5. It's testing, but we don't know if it's going to break. So because this is a practice account and you're out of positions, in my mind, you're looking for high probability trade targets. Now you just flipped into, you just used all of your normal trading positions in my mind. And so now we'd be looking for high value trade targets. So I would not be putting any more trades on to the buy side unless it crosses this. Then once it crosses this, then I'd build into those buying positions for the ride up to here. If it fails to cross this, then I'd put some sells on, but I'd get out of these buys for profit. I'd probably get out of everything, and I'd flip into some sells for a test of this. And if it breaks, it could run again. So this is really what you're looking for as your action point. If it crosses this, I'm a buyer. If it fails, I'm a get out of everything and I'm a seller. And that's how I would play that.
But what if they don't want to go up here? What if they don't go up here?
Then I'd widen out this 5. You need to have the 5 wide at all times, and you can zoom in on the 1, but leave the 5 wide.
Okay.
Widen that all the way up. If it doesn't want to go up there and it comes down and crosses this, then I would move my stop losses and tighten them up, and I'd just get out of everything. And honestly, at 2%, I would take the 2% loss and be done trading for the day. And that's what I would do.
I think they don't go up. This one. It continues a bit. I don't know. It looks like.
You think it's going to have a continuation of the down? It could. But at some point, it's going to retrace this move. I don't think we had any news come into the market for this pop lower. So I don't trust any further move down. I mean, you could you always get that, but anytime you get an overextended market, you generally get it to pull back. So at least that's how I would do it. But I would take this loss and call it a day, and come back and fight in the market that I'm used to, because these markets scare me that have no data over here. Like, where's our next support and resistance? I don't know. Right. And so it could turn into another ride the wave situation. Or it could want to retreat. At some point, it's going to retrace and try to go back up. At some point, we just don't know where that point is. And that's why it's difficult to trade in outside ranges, because you just don't know where the turn is going to be. But good job on those guys who have passed the challenge. I think that for here, we did fail the challenge. I'm going to call this as a big fail. But the learning lesson was making sure that we have the right views. Like over here, I would put 1,000 bars on right here.
Okay. That was
If we don't have the right view, we were not able to call that head and shoulders off of that M, that pop.
So when it go down here, I close all the position, right?
Yeah, I would if it crosses this blue line right there. I definitely would. With a body, not just a test. So it needs to do that with a body.
Okay.
So you know that's a petroleum price cap that they agreed on in the EU.
Okay, so there was news that pushed that lower.
Like a political news, yeah.
Got it. Not like a scheduled event, though.
Not like a Forex factory schedule thing.
Right.
The EU ministers reach agreement on a price cap on petroleum, 180 euros per whatever.
That's good to know.
Yeah, they were talking about that for a long time.
Now it's good to know, because then that means that you can fib it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Easier
it's time to close now.
Sure.
I think.
Sure.
It's an opinion.
But I think I still will play. If it was me trading this in this account, and I was trying to fix it, I would close out everything like she just did, and then I'd wait for that turn. And then I'd get in and I'd build into the turn, and I'd fib this. So I'd draw the fib from this move to wherever it decides to turn, and I'd play that. And just because I've done it so many times, I would go heavy up to here. And because this is 50%, but this could be 50% if it continues to roll down. So wherever 50% lands, I would feel confident that it's going to retrace at least 50%. But you got to get this. You have to get this. You have to get a reversal in the market first before that happens. So that's what we're waiting for. That's what I'd be waiting for, is that reversal signal. Once it crossed over that, I'd be building into my positions for at least a 50%, pullback. And if you get that 50%, I would not have any. I would do a zero take profit, and then see if it's going to stall here or continue for 100% retracement, right? Mm-hmm. And if you get that 100% retracement, this is normally where I am able to take a lot of either fix my trades or gobble up a lot of profits. And I will personally, in my account, I'm looking at doing that right this second. So in my account, I am waiting. Don't have any trades on, so I'm waiting for this to break, and then I'll probably stack a bunch in for a 50% retracement, and probably stack into my position if I can catch that. If not, no big deal because I'm already up like 3% on the day and I'm fine with taking that. But if I'm able to catch that turn, I will catch that turn and stack into that position.
So you mean that you take buy until they come here, or just wait and take sell from here to downside?
No, I would wait and see what this does. If it stalls, then I'm selling. If it goes past it, then I'm playing the fib to the 61 to the 100%, whatever it runs. And so it's based upon the information of what happens here, right? So, and generally, it doesn't, even though it came down so fast, that doesn't mean it's going to go back up so fast, right? It could come down and it could go like this, consolidate, go like this, consolidate, and then whatever, right? But it just depends on the action of what happens when it touches that 50%. It generally helps me to decide, are we going to get 100% retracement, or is it just going to go up to 50 and then come back down and test the bottom, right? But generally, in my experience, we at least get a 50% pullback off of a news event, right? So, all right. Well, I think that's it for our time today. We'll jump at it. We'll get at it. Not tomorrow, as I trade some boot camp, but I think Wednesday. We'll come together on Wednesday, and Wednesday I'll make the decision whether that's going to be the last day that we trade together or not, based upon how much workload I have from my conversation with Sean tomorrow. So I think that's how I'll play it. But other than that, hopefully you guys, this is a good challenge to take. We weren't able to accomplish the challenge, but we learned something. And in our Alveo account, we need to make sure that we have the right views so that we are able to capitalize on that head and shoulders move. Right? Had we had seen this head and shoulders move right here, we would have been taking sells, and we would have been able to fix our trades through that and accomplish the challenge. So, other than that, do we have any last questions, comments, anything like that? If we're not, it doesn't look like we do, then you guys have a great trading day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Thanks.